China's BYD is apparently becoming a threat to Tesla, and there are quite a lot of reasons behind it. Welcome to this video. Before we go into the main topics, let's go through the facts and figures about the sales of BYD in recent times. Recent industry data shows that BYD, a Chinese company, sold more electric and hybrid vehicles in China in 2018 than Tesla did. BYD market share has grown so quickly that it is on track to more than double its income by 2022. When it came out in March of last year, the BYD Song Plus DM-i plug-in hybrid was one of the most popular cars made by the company. The price starts at about 150,000 yuan, which is about $23,600. A salesperson at a dealership in Yuzhou, a city in southern China, said, "It's so popular that buyers now have to wait 3 to 6 months to get their own. This is because the product is in such high demand." An expert at the Chinese investment firm Zheshang Securities said, "The fuel efficiency is much better than other gasoline vehicles in the same price range. This is one reason why this model is selling so well." BYD specializes in electric vehicles and hybrids, which are both part of a group that China calls new energy vehicles. But until 2020, most of the cars it sold ran on gasoline. The company's focus shifted away from gasoline-powered cars in a big way over the past year. In that year, the total number of cars sold in this category dropped by about 40% to 130,000. During this time, the number of plug-in hybrid cars sold went up by about 6 times to 270,000 units. More than 100% more electric cars were made, bringing the total to 320,000. In 2021, the total number of units sold went up by 70%, and BYD wants to get that number to 1.5 million this year. Mark Lines, a company that studies the market, says that Tesla's sales in China increased by more than 3 times from the year before to over 473,000 units. When it comes to plug-in hybrids, BYD is in the lead. SAIC GM Wuling Automobile, a joint venture that made a name for itself with the $4,500 electric car, is now BYD's main competitor in the race for first place in the new energy vehicle category. BYD is competing with SAIC GM Wuling Automobile right now. BYD has been able to meet the demand for hybrids and electric cars in the middle price range. The Song Plus DM-i is one of a number of models whose names come from ancient Chinese dynasties like the Qin and the Yuan. Most of BYD electric and hybrid vehicles cost between 100,000 and 200,000 yuan, which is a big discount compared to Tesla's electric models, which start at about 300,000 yuan. On the other hand, Wuling's electric vehicle, which is affordable and made by SAIC and GM, is becoming more popular in the more remote parts of China. BYD was started in 1995 as a company that made rechargeable batteries, but it quickly added more products to its line. In 2003, it made its first appearance in the car business. BYD still gets contracts to make smartphones and monorails, even in the present day. In 2020, when the coronavirus pandemic started, the company quickly added disposable masks to its line of products. The growing demand for electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles has changed the way the company with its headquarters in Shenzhen works. One person who knows what goes on inside BYD says, "This year, the focus is entirely on passenger vehicles." BYD plan to get more customers is to make more of its Ocean series of cars, which are made with designs that are especially appealing to young people. Ocean will be a good addition to the rest of the Dynasty cast. Also, growth in international markets is picking up speed. The previous year marked the beginning of BYD export of passenger electric vehicles to Europe. 1 week ago, people in Australia could buy a new model for the first time. There are also plans to make more things and to make more of them. Assembly plants for passenger vehicles are only in a few places, and the headquarters in Shenzhen is one of them. The company is moving forward with plans to build new facilities or expand existing ones in about 10 different places. By the end of the year 2020, 600,000 passenger cars would have been able to be made. Regional media sources say that more than 3 million cars will be sold over the next few years. One of the biggest problems the company faces is that its profits are going down. Even though more cars were sold in the second and third quarters of the previous year, the net profit was less than it had been in the first quarter. The primary contributor is the high cost of the inputs. BYD makes both cars and the batteries, semiconductors, and other parts that go into them. Because of this, the company is vulnerable to price changes all along the supply chain. BYD is looking into the idea of spinning off its units that make parts. At the end of January, a semiconductor subsidiary was given permission to list on Shenzhen's CHI Next startup market. After the listing, BYD will be free to do business with other companies. Another thing that worries people is that there aren't enough high-end models that make more money. There aren't many BYD cars that cost more than 200,000 yuan, and there are almost none that cost more than 300,000 yuan, which is where Tesla shines. In the meantime, there is more competition from car companies that are not based in China. Volkswagen plans to sell more of its ID series of electric cars from the next generation to meet demand. Prices for these cars range from 200,000 yuan to 300,000 yuan. The first electric car from Honda, Motor's EN series, will hit the market as early as this spring. So, why does BYD of China threaten Tesla's position as the leader in the market for electric cars? And what's there for Tesla to lose? Warren Buffett backs the Chinese BYD, has sold more electric cars than the American company Tesla. Business records from July 3, 2022 show that BYD sold a total of 638,157 electric or plug-in hybrid passenger cars in the first half of 2022. Every single Tesla model is powered by an electric battery and nothing else. Plug-in hybrids can go a certain distance on electric power alone before switching to gasoline power. To give you an overview, according to the numbers in Tesla's first and second quarter reports, the company delivered a total of 564,743 electric vehicles in the first half of the year. According to the reports, Tesla had a lot of trouble with its supply chain and had to shut down some of its factories several times during the year. A report from Business Insiders says that BYD's share price has gone up by 36% since January, and the company didn't have to close any factories because of the shutdown. In January of this year, COVID-19 broke out in the city of Shanghai. Because of this, Tesla was forced to temporarily stop making cars there. Not only this, Elon Musk's feet are in more mud as well. Apparently, in an interview that came out on Wednesday, Elon Musk said that Tesla's new factories in Texas and Germany are losing billions of dollars because of problems with production caused by problems with the supply chain and a lack of batteries. What he means? Both the Berlin and Austin factories are big money furnaces right now, Musk said in an interview with Tesla owners of Silicon Valley, an official Tesla club, that was recorded on May 31. Musk told Bloomberg earlier this week that supply bottlenecks are the biggest threat to growth at Tesla. He said this as he announced that the company will be cutting up to 3.5% of its staff. To give you an overview, Musk told the Tesla owners of Silicon Valley that this year's shutdowns in China because of the pandemic had been very challenging for both the Tesla factory in Shanghai and other facilities across the country. Musk said that the Austin factory was losing insane money because it was having trouble making Tesla's new 4,680 batteries, and that the tools needed to make its old 2,170 batteries are stuck in China. Only the Tesla factory in Austin had to deal with problems like these. He said, "The main thing we're worried about is how to keep the plants running so we can pay the workers and keep from going bankrupt." Thanks for watching. That was all from our side.